making headlines. The president assures that the administration is prioritizing aiding those affected by the continuous heavy rain. The First Lady states that the current government prioritizes addressing the thalassemia issue more than the previous governments. And the Parliamentary Committee on Public Accounts passes advice to the government to immediately dismiss employees of SOEs accused of corruption.
Welcome to the English News. I'm your host Malak Ahmad Fayaz. Now for the news in detail. President Dr. Mohammad Moizu assures that the administration is prioritizing aiding those affected by the continuous heavy rain. The president made the statement on social media post.
In his post, President Moise assured that the authorities are working to reduce the damage caused to public life, houses and property during the heavy rain. Noting that the relevant authorities are working tirelessly to reduce the damages, President Moise stated that the highest priority of the Male Road Development Project will be to solve the issue of flooding in capital city. The president went on to add that the project will provide a permanent solution to the long-standing flooding problem in the city. He also assured that the road development projects of the islands will be carried out as planned. Continuous heavy rains have caused flooding in the capital city and the outlying atolls. The authorities are working to reduce the damages by using water pumps to drain the water and using sandbags to block water. Minister of Defense Mohammad Ghassan has disclosed the troops of Maldives National Defense Force has been deployed to help the public on orders of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Moise, in addition to water drainage efforts. Additionally, officers of the Maldives Police Service are actively engaging to ensure road safety. The officers are also aiding in the efforts to drain water from the flooded islands. The Maldives Police has also urged people to put their own safety and that of others first while driving and working. Furthermore, the preschools, tuition classes and ground classes have been cancelled due to the continuous rainfall. The Maldives Meteorological Service has issued an orange alert from Kaf Atoll to Alif Dal Atoll, citing that torrential rain and thunderstorms with flooding is expected to continue over the area. The Met Office also issued white alerts from Kaf Atoll to Addu City. As heavy rain continues to impact the Maldives, authorities are working tirelessly to reduce damage and ensure public safety. As such, President Moise has noted flood prevention efforts in Malé City, and both the military and the police are actively involved in relief efforts. The Maldives Meteorological Service warns of more torrential rain and thunderstorms ahead. Please stay indoors, avoid flooded areas and prioritize safety. Udma Mahmood, PSMNEWS.
First Lady Sajida Mohammed states that the current government prioritizes addressing the thalassemia issue more than the previous governments. The remarks were made by the First Lady in a workshop held to discuss the 10-year master plan drafted aiming to control thalassemia. Speaking at the ceremony, the First Lady Sajida emphasized that the validation workshop of the 10-year master plan for the thalassemia prevention and control was a crucial national effort in addition to a humanitarian service. The First Lady highlighted that the thalassemia scenario amongst Maldivians is at a concerning level. She detailed that 955 children have been registered for the condition and that 666 children are currently seeking care. Underscoring that the data explains how much thalassemia has been spread within the Maldives, First Lady Sajida recognized the scientific measures taken aiming to resolve this major issue. Under the unwavering efforts of the administration, 14 children have been undergone bone marrow transplant within the past 8 months. Of these, 1 patient returned after successfully undergoing treatment. Sajida also stated that the government is exerting maximum efforts to introduce new technologies and advancements required for the treatment. Additionally, the government has launched a nationwide awareness campaign to screen school students for thalassemia. Ensuring the exceptional treatment for thalassemia patients and reducing the burden on such families is a commitment of President Dr. Mohammad Moizu. The 10-year master plan was formulated by the Ministry of Health and Maldivian Blood Services (MBS). The ministry disclosed that the plan consists of 7 policies, noting that it also includes the guidelines outlined in the Thalassemia Act. It expressed confidence that the implementation of the law will bring transformative advancements in providing treatment for thalassemia. The Parliamentary Committee on Public Accounts passes advice to the government to immediately dismiss employees of government-owned enterprises accused of corruption. The motion was moved to the committee by Deputy Speaker of Parliament Ahmad Nazim. Moving the motion, the Deputy Speaker suggested that the government should amend the human resources structure of state-owned enterprises to ensure that employees accused of corruption can be dismissed immediately. Nazim noted that the current policies allow employees who are accused of corruption to remain employed until the case against them is completed, allowing more opportunities for corruption. As such, he stated that it is important for companies to change their human resource policies so that the Anti-Corruption Commission's recommendation to prevent corruption can be implemented. Nazim stated that the job structure should be changed so that an employee can be immediately dismissed once a case against them has been submitted to ACC. Nazim's motion was supported by parliamentarian Abdul Ghafoor Musa, and the members of the committee unanimously approved the recommendation to the government. The government submits the Foreign Investment Act to the Maldives Parliament. The bill was submitted to the Parliament by parliamentarian Ahmad Azan Marzouk.
The newly submitted bill is proposed by the government to define the rules for determining the areas in which foreign investors can invest in Maldives, including rules relating to foreign investments. The government notes that this act will increase foreign investment and create a favorable environment for foreign capital, technology, knowledge, and skills to be brought to the Maldives. According to the bill, an investment promotion mechanism should be established to attract and retain foreign investors. The Act should also determine the areas in which foreign investors can invest, the rules and conditions for issuing permits, and the protection and security of foreign investors. The bill also states that the regulations to promote investment in Maldives should be made by a ministry entrusted with the responsibility by the government. The work has now been entrusted to the Ministry of Economic Development and Trade. Once the bill becomes law, the minister will have to determine and announce the areas where foreign investors cannot invest in the country. It states that in designating these sectors, the likelihood of a threat to national security, the impact on the competitiveness of the industry, development of indigenous enterprises in the industry or sector, and its contribution to productivity in the long run should be considered. It also stipulated that areas in which investment can and cannot be made should be reviewed every 3 years. It also states that the investment permission will be required if the shares of a Maldivian company are transferred to a foreign entity, and that this can only be done with companies designated for foreign investment. The Foreign Investment Act provides for full protection and security for foreign investors and their investments. As such, the capital and profits are entitled to be repatriated to the country of the investor. However, the bill may restrict foreign investment or related rights to maintain sovereignty, maintain defense security and safety, protect the environment, and protect human rights. Furthermore, once the Foreign Investment Act comes into force, violators will be fined not more than 30% of the investment. Submission of incorrect information to obtain a license will be fined $6,494 depending on the seriousness of the case. Additionally, the existing Foreign Investment in Maldives Act will be repealed with the enactment of the new Act. With this, the investments licensed under the Foreign Investment in Maldives Act will be transferred to the new Act, and foreign investments permitted under the Ministry of Tourism will be given a period of 12 months to register under the new Act.
The Maldivian Parliament passes to extend the ongoing session until August 26th. The session was to expire on August 15th, according to the guidelines of Parliament. During its latest sit-in, Speaker of the Parliament, Abdul Rahim Abdullah, stated that the decision has been made to extend the ongoing session until August 26th. He noted that the decision was taken as the Parliament has pending works that need to be completed before ending the ongoing session. The work currently underway in Parliament includes a number of bills proposed by the government. As such, the Speaker announced that a vote will be taken to determine whether the session can be extended or not. According to the rules of the Parliament, a parliamentary session can only be extended if the majority of the members agree to it during a vote taken among the members. The motion to extend the ongoing session was passed with the unanimous vote of members who took part in the vote. Minister of Homeland Security and Technology Ali Hussain announces that the design has been finalized for Hope Island, a rehabilitation center for children exposed to criminal environments.
Minister Yusan revealed plans to establish a facility aimed at steering juvenile offenders away from crime and guiding them towards a better path on April 6th. Vani in Dal Atoll has been designated as Hope Island, where these children will be rehabilitated. The minister confirmed that the design phase is complete and that the financing model will soon be presented to the Economic Council, with work set to begin within the week. The Homeland Ministry stated that Hope Island will have the capacity to accommodate and rehabilitate up to 400 children at a time. The facility will offer formal education, exercise and skills training programs. The children will also reside on Hope Island until they turn 18, after which they will serve a designated term with either the Maldives Police Service MPS or the Maldives National Defence Force MNDF before being given opportunities to pursue careers of their choice. Additionally, the government has decided to lower the age of criminal responsibility from 15 to 12 years as part of reforms to the juvenile justice system. Under current law, criminal responsibility applies to those aged 15 to 18. However, Minister Yusan explained that the change is due to a rise in criminal activities among children aged 12 to 15 who have become increasingly exposed to criminal environments. He also emphasized that despite this legal adjustment, there is no intention to imprison children between the ages of 12 to 15.
Minister of Construction and Infrastructure Dr. Abdullah Muttalib emphasizes that due to budget constraints, the focus is on completing ongoing projects rather than initiating new ones. He made the statement in response to questions from parliamentarians regarding infrastructure development projects across various islands.
Speaking at the parliamentary session, Minister Muttalib said that the current state budget does not allocate sufficient funds for new projects this year. As a result, he said that the government must prioritize existing projects, with new initiatives only being launched once ongoing ones are completed. Additionally, Minister Muttalib highlighted that the government has committed to projects under the Public Sector Investment Program PSIP, valued at $2.4 billion. Of this, he said that ongoing projects account for $2 billion, while the budget for the current year stands at just $324 million. He urged parliamentarians to ensure adequate funding is included in the budget to avoid reallocating resources from one area to another. Furthermore, Minister Muttalib said that some projects, particularly 20 water and sewerage initiatives worth $65 million awarded to Fenica Corporation Limited, have been stalled. He said that the government is in the process of cancelling these contracts and transferring them to Malay Water and Sewerage Company Private Limited (MWSC). He also reiterated if companies cannot deliver on their contracts, the agreements will be terminated to ensure that services reach the public. Moreover, Minister Muttalib noted that the previous administration had assigned over 150 projects to the Maldives Transport and Contracting Company (MTCC), which lacks the capacity to execute all of them simultaneously. He therefore said that the company has been instructed to prioritize the projects it has already commenced.
Minister of Youth Empowerment, Information and Arts Ibrahim Wahid reveals a national policy is being developed to create opportunities and empower the youth. He made the statement during his address on International Youth Day.
In his address, Minister Wahid emphasized that the youth serve as the link between the past and the future, and that they're the country's most powerful resource for development. He highlighted the government's ongoing efforts to address the social challenges faced by the youth, with the aim of helping them become valuable contributors to society. As such, he said one of these initiatives is the creation of a national youth policy, which will be developed in consultation with the youth to ensure that no one is left behind. He also expressed optimism that the youth will soon reap benefits of these efforts. Additionally, Minister noted the many talented young individuals in the Maldives who are already making significant contributions. He stressed that providing opportunities for youth development, particularly in the field of technology, is a top priority. He also pointed to the success of a hackathon held earlier this year, where 250 young participants showcased their exceptional talents. Furthermore, Minister said that the goal is to employ youth through work and skills development. He said that the government aims to expand the job market to ensure that every Maldivian youth who seeks employment can find a job that aligns with their education, experience and skills over the next 5 years. Currently, he said that 240 young individuals are undergoing training in various programs. Moreover, the government's manifesto includes 32 youth-focused policies, which Minister described as a roadmap for the future of the youth. He also assured the youth of the government's full support and cooperation in their development.
The Islamic University of Maldives IUM announces that the funds required for the development of its campus in Hurumale have been secured on August 8th. IUM disclosed that the funds were obtained through Sukuk Istizna, a form of Islamic finance with investment opportunities made available starting July 23rd. The university stated it had sold the Islamic project bond worth $3.9 million. This issuance represents a significant milestone as it is the first sukuk ever issued by a statutory entity in the country. The developmental project under the name IUM Sanabi project aims to establish the inaugural tertiary education institution in Hurumale, strategically overlooking the central part of Hurumale. It is poised to play a pivotal role in advancing higher education, providing improved learning opportunities for students, while significantly contributing to intellectual and social development of the community. The Maldives Immigration holds discussions with relevant authorities to address the issue of illegal expatriates in Addu City.
The Controller General of Immigration, Mohammad Shamman Wahid, accompanied by the Deputy Controller General of Immigration, Ahmad Ashfan, met with the Addu City Council members to hold the relevant discussions. As such discussions were held on the issue of illegal immigrants in the city and exploring ways to collaborate on future operations. In addition to the City Council, the Controller General and senior officials of immigration held discussions with the Addu City Commander, SP Muhammad Masood, and senior officials of Maldives Police Service MPS stationed at Addu City. The meeting focused on planning targeted operations to combat the issue of illegal expatriates in the region. The Maldives Immigration is working tirelessly to solve the issue of illegal immigrants in the country. As such, the authority, in collaboration with the Maldives Police Service MPS, has been conducting raids on illegally operated businesses by the expatriates. As part of these operations, the immigration has detained and deported hundreds of foreigners and shut down such businesses. Additionally, the authority has also launched a special online portal named Immigration Watch to report illegal immigrants. The platform allows Maldivians the opportunity to work with the authority to solve the issue of illegal immigrants. Those with relevant information can use the platform 24 hours a day, and pictures and other relevant documentation can be submitted to the portal. The portal can be accessed via imuga.immigration.gov.mv. Foreign workers can only be brought into the country if there are available vacancies and they are eligible for the work through relevant agencies according to the Maldivian constitution. However, numerous instances of immigrants bypassing these regulations have been reported. Efforts are underway to centralize information on all foreigners in the Maldives into a unified database aiming to resolve related issues within a 3-year time frame.
A Panamanian coffee breaks records by reaching $10,013 per kilo in an online auction, surpassing the price of $10,005 achieved last year.
Lamestes family's Elida Geisha natural water coffee grown in Panama was purchased by Japanese company Sasa Coffee at the Best of Panama Auction 2024. The auction results from the 28th edition of the Best of Panama competition, organized by Specialty Coffee Association of Panama, SCAP, where local estates promote the quality of their harvests in a competition overseen and judged by national and international experts in the specialty coffee industry. High-scored coffees, 36 geisha microlots alongside 14 more varietal microlots were auctioned at the event, generating over $1,200,000, according to Hunter Tedman, head of SCAP. The winning geisha coffee is grown on the Elida estate, where it takes advantage of the high-altitude volcanic soils, microclimate, and the 106 years of experience of the producers, said Wildford Lamestes, producer of the winning coffee.
Talks to end Sudan's 16-month war between the army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF, will move forward this week, says US's special envoy, despite little sign from either party that they seek a peaceful resolution.
Sudanese army has all but rejected the invitation while the RSF has continued its costly offensives in parts of the country despite welcoming the US and Saudi initiative. Failure of efforts to bring the war to an end would aggravate a conflict that has created the world's largest humanitarian crisis, pushing 10 million people out of their homes and creating famine-like conditions across the country. The talks are the latest in several international efforts to bring an end to the war and aim to agree on a cessation of violence, broader humanitarian access, and a mechanism to monitor and ensure implementation. Tom Perriello, the U.S. Special Envoy to Sudan, said that even if mediated talks between the army and the RSF are not possible, talks will move ahead with technical experts and observers, including the African Union, the UAE, and Egypt, on formulating a plan of action to present to the parties.
Atletico Madrid signs Argentine forward Julian Alvarez from Premier League side Manchester City on a 6-year contract.
Financial details of the transfer were not disclosed by either club, but British media reported that the deal was worth around $82 million plus 20 million euros in potential add-ons. As his goodbye message, Alvarez said that Manchester City will always have a special place in his heart and wish them every success in the future. The 24-year-old Argentina international's exit marks a record sale price for City, eclipsing the £50 million Chelsea paid for winger Raheem Sterling in 2022. He has won the Premier League twice and the Champions League, FA Cup, Super Cup and Club World Cup all once. He also won the 2022 World Cup with Argentina and the Copa America earlier this year. Atletico manager Diego Simon had been on the lookout for a centre forward since Alvaro Moratas moved to AC Milan last month.
Musician and BTS member Jin becomes the latest K-pop star to be named a brand ambassador of a major luxury label.
Italian fashion house Gucci announced it had appointed Jin as its latest global brand ambassador. Gucci said in a press release that Jin will represent the house across a range of initiatives and events showcasing its innovative spirit. Creative director Sabato Di Sarno praised Jin's personality and style. Expressing how excited he is to welcome Jin as global brand ambassador, Di Sarno said that Jin's warm and kind personality is truly magnetic. Di Sarno went on to praise Jin by saying he is a generous and extraordinary artist who is able to move people with his music. Di Sarno said all this makes Gucci even more honored to share this journey with Jin. Jin was quoted as saying Gucci is an iconic brand with a long-standing heritage and modernity. He noted that it is meaningful and thrilling to be part of such a house. Jin joins a growing list of K-pop and K-drama stars hired as luxury brand representatives, including his group mates Jimin for Dior, J-Hope for Louis Vuitton, Jungkook for Calvin Klein, V for Celine, RM for Bottega Veneta, and Suga for Valentino.
That's all the news we have for today. Thank you all for watching.